Kevin Hart has beef with Katt Williams. Katt Williams has been outing Kevin Hart for the longest time. From Kevin Hart stealing jokes, from Kevin Hart not being funny, for Katt Williams just not liking Kevin Hart as a person. But now, Kevin Hart has lost his ex-wife to Katt Williams. Kevin Hart's ex-wife has joined Katt Williams' comedy tour. Say it ain't so. Oh, it's so. Katt Williams tapped in Kevin Hart's ex for his tour. Tori Hart, once credited with molding the comedian during their marriage. She's basically saying that she's the reason why he's even funny. Taking a look at this shit down here. Tori Hart recently announced that she's going on tour with Katt Williams, and the ex-wife of the comedian Kevin Hart has long been confident in her comedic abilities. According to documents filed as part of Tori and Kevin Hart's divorce proceedings in 2011 and viewed by Business Insider, Tori Hart was once involved in developing a reality TV show dubbed Comedy Wives. The show would follow her, Lisa Wayans, Mandy Takeda, and Blake Sunshine as they navigated their personal and professional lives in Hollywood. As treatments for the show included, the courtroom documents explains that each one of these women was connected to one of the biggest figures in the comedy world at that time. Lisa Wayans was married to the comedian Damon Wayans for nearly 20 years. Takeda was briefly married to Wayne Brady, and at the time of the pitch, Sunshine was in a relationship with Donnell Rawlings. In blurbs for Comedy Wives, Tori Hart described as being responsible for Kevin Hart's successful career. Quote, Tori was married to Kevin for 8 years, molding his career and turning him into the star that he is today. Wow. The news came less than a week after Williams criticized Hart on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast. As we got a big donation that just hit Jody's Quarter Live. We out here, we live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Shout out to Russell Ward. Russell Ward is already at 400, my nigga. He's at 400
my
tonight.
guy. Early, too.
400 tonight, bro. Ooh. Well, I want to ask you guys, with that amazing donation on the line, wow, what are your thoughts on the fact that his ex-wife is saying that I made him, I helped make him the star that he is today?
I was in I don't know where I was. But anyway, I heard something that a good woman is the engine to your vehicle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I could see, like, if I make it,
do you believe that Kevin Hart would not be where he's at without his wife?
Yes, I do. I do.
So what she said probably doesn't have as much validity then. You're not believing it then.
I know where I would be without my wife. I mean, it could go either way. But if I make it, I can't undo what she's done for me. So she's a good engine for my vehicle.
But you said he still would have been Kevin Hart right away, same thing, without her. So he didn't need her.
In that Method Man song, he said, rub me on my back and say, baby, it'll be okay. When you come home booed, defeated, somebody got to help pick you back up.
That's her job, though. That's her job as a girlfriend wife.
Right.
You don't get career credit for that.
But you're part of that machine. The pillow talk, babe, should I wear the Jordans or should I wear the Air Maxes? Oh, baby, wear the Air Maxes. You look nicer in that. They got a little bubble in them. You probably look a little taller.
That's a side effect of just being her wife, though. His wife,
Any good woman going to help make the man. That's what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But what about his career, though? I mean, what does that have to do with him being a stand-up comedian?
It's teamwork. So if she was a side chick, then
if she was a
real wife,
if she was a woman that worked in Wall Street, she had a boss riding her all the time, and he was the stay-at-home husband and would always give her massages and tell her how everything's okay or his job is stressful. He deserves some of her money because he did that, or isn't that what he's supposed to do?
Well, they got 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
So they half and half on both of those kids, and if they going half on the kids, first of all, if she couldn't find a sitter or she wasn't willing to stay home, he couldn't have drove to New York every day to be who he was. So yes, in some ways, do I think he was running his jokes past her? Sure. But if they bombed in the club, he had to go back and pick up the pencil and write it again. You know what I mean? So I think it's a little bit different than shooting in the gym Vanessa scenario, because comedy is talking. Kobe had to lift weights, dribble, wake up in the morning, and he made enough money before he had the kids to hire a sitter. Okay? Kevin Hart was working at Foot Locker, or the equivalent of Foot Locker, not even the real Foot Locker, like Slauson Swap Meet style store, a hood store, and selling sneakers. So the hood store was only 4 blocks from the comedy club, so he didn't have to pick his kids up from school, go home, run back. He could go straight from.
What are you saying though?
City Sports.
I mean, what are you saying? What does that mean? That's just. All right, bro.
Wifely duties?
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Do you think it's possible that she wrote some of his jokes? That's what I'm getting at.
Oh.
Do you think that she wrote some of his jokes?
No.
Was going there.
I think she laughed at some of his jokes.
But here's a woman getting picked up by Katt Williams to be on a comedy tour? I didn't even know she was a comedian.
Yes, I did. I actually saw her in concert. She's been on tour with Michael Blackson prior to.
So she was already a comedian?
No,
so
but
she's a
been
professional comedian
for 3 years now.
So she's a professional comedian?
Yes.
So do you think it's far-fetched knowing that Kevin Hart would go to small comedy clubs and steal newbies' jokes, that he wouldn't took jokes from his wife?
No, she was horrible.
She was horrible.
She was the worst thing I ever seen. Me and Alma almost. If Michael Blackson.
She was terrible.
Horrendous.
Oh, okay.
It was the worst. Alma said, if we wasn't waiting for Michael Blackson to get on stage, I'm ready to walk out.
Damn.
And y'all know women's humor is very
she
different.
Was horrible. Women aren't funny.
Women's humor, it might be funny to other women sometimes, but women's humor is very different than male humor.
Most women are not
I don't think.
Yes, they think they're funny, but they're not.
When I was telling jokes,
some women are funny, but most women are not.
Like I told a joke one time about pubic hairs in the urinal. All right.
Oh yeah.
A woman couldn't write a joke about pubic hairs in the urinal because most women never use the urinal. So
what's the deal with Target and Serbians? I don't understand. Why do Serbians like to go to Target so much? You don't know about the Serbians that go to Target? I did go to the men's bathroom, look at the urinal, see a whole bush up in that motherfucker. Tell me ain't no Serbians going to Target.
I was like, who's plucking their hairs and leaving them in the urinal? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, weird long
curly
hairs
motherfuckers and shit.
Like long and curly.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know the Serbians, my nigga. I know what you're talking about. You're gonna see some piss all over the floor, a few Serbian hairs, and a chewed up thing of Winterfresh gum. What nigga? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. All right, so you don't think she's funny?
It was a very bad experience.
Okay.
And if anybody in the chat has seen her live, because I have, and I was like, only reason he brought her on the road is because now Michael Blackson wasn't doing it vindictively. He's from Philly. Michael Blackson is from Africa, but he moved to Philly at like 14. So they're the same circle, the same comedy clubs. So I would know if Jody had a wife, I would know her well, and she trying to make it and reached out. I'm like, all right, yeah, you could come. But this Katt Williams thing is like some 50 Cent taking Rick Ross white shop and shit. He is 50 Cent in the game right now, making all enemies. And do you think comedy should be competitive like rap music, or is it now? Used to be black women tearing other black women down. One of my homies was like, yo, why is, but I don't think she's funny. Has anybody seen her besides me?
I never
seen her. I never.
I seen her in I think she was in
not a movie.
The Husband of Hollywood.
Say a movie.
I think the Real Husband.
But this is the
She was divorced by the
wasn't she in the show? I think he had her in the show, in The Real Husband of
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Netflix
she was in that
show.
Really?
Yeah, I think she was in the Netflix show.
After the divorce, because they've been divorced.
Because
A long time.
Because the thing is, though, for her to say that she made him, I don't think he even was married when he first came out, when he first started out. So her to say, like, I think this bitch is just taking credit for everything that he has, which is bullshit to me. Let this man have his shit, what he have, bro. You're taking credit for this man's life and everything. When you say, I made you, everything from before, for who you are today, where you started from, I helped you get there. No, hell no, I don't.
Why don't you believe her?
Because bitches right now are trying to take credit for everything that another man got
Kind of like
right
Kevin
now,
Hart
bro.
does. Kevin Hart steals jokes. He sends people to comedy clubs to steal jokes.
No, Kevin Hart didn't get caught up in that.
Kevin Hart was writing his own shit, bro.
Kevin Hart is a joke stealer. I'm not talking about this shit right there. Cat Williams talking about. It's known. Kevin Hart is a joke stealer.
Kevin Hart was writing his own shit.
Ask Mike Epps.
Kevin Hart was writing a lot of his own shit.
Ask Mike Epps.
I didn't see that. I don't see no receipts saying that Kev steal. Kevin has 7.
That's why you need to get Mike Epps up there, bro, because it was like 5-6 years ago on YouTube. Niggas say he was stealing jokes.
Can you prove it like they did what Katt Williams said on the shit?
Oh, I have the burden of proof?
I mean, no. I'm saying, do he have proof? Do he have proof that Kevin Hart was stealing jokes? Because
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's proof out there that Kevin Hart.
It would have been out there already. Bro.
I'm curious why that's far fetched for you.
Because Kevin Hart.
Why is it far fetched that Kevin Hart steals jokes when Steve Harvey does it?
So Richard Pryor, known as the best comedian in the world, had a team around him. What's the other dude? Mooney?
Paul Mooney
was one of Richard Pryor's writers.
Yeah.
Drake has writers.
Yeah.
Pusha T be writing for Kanye now.
Chris Brown got writers.
So,
all of them got writers.
So if you're a comedian, once you get to a Kevin Hart level, he's got 7 guys.
Yeah.
Spank Horton.
That's what Katt Williams is saying.
Lynn.
He got a female. He got a female. He got another female.
Katt Williams, my big problem with that is you were a plant. You were put in that position. You didn't earn it. That's what Katt Williams is saying. And this right here is not a good look. To see this where they ask his opinion after about his wife.
He said, I wish everybody
Look what he had to say.
You were saying that Katt was trying to downplay your accomplishments. What to you is the driving force behind your success?
My success is my success. I want everybody to win. I love everybody.
I love that. Once again, you know, your ex-wife is going on tour with
I
Katt.
want everybody to win. I hope the tour is great.
I love that. So you are supportive of her.
He ain't say nothing else after that.
I hope the tour is great. That's your ex-wife joining your ops comedy tour. I don't think that that's a good look. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's not gonna tell.
How does
He's not
that
gonna
look?
tell.
How does the optics of that look?
I mean,
is that does that seem like the ex-wife might have been a little bit bitter and made this move on purpose because
Yes.
Kevin Hart is going through the woes? What do you think? Is that a good look for Kevin Hart?
I mean, for I feel like this right here. This is more like PR. This is him like not allowing the media to really get deep into his shit because it's like him telling the media like, yeah, no, I don't like this because then they're gonna spin it off for some other shit. So if him saying, hey, yeah, I hope the tour really do well, it's just basically like, all right.
Do you think he was being genuine when he said that?
No, I don't.
What do you think he would have said if the cameras weren't there?
I don't give a fuck about that goddamn shit. Fuck her and fuck him too.
Two things going on. They still co-parenting, right?
Yeah.
So with co-parenting, that's his kid's mom. So he telling his daughter, you could be anything you want to be. So he's reached so much success that it don't even matter to him if the wife win or if she lose. They probably broke up because he was cheating or something like that.
Yeah, he cheated on her.
It ain't like because I was telling Jody the other day. I'm friends with one of my homies' exes. He was like, "Yo, she a good person, man. I got exes I still love, so I want to see them win. So maybe I hope you get a clip of Tori doing what she does because I didn't see nothing funny in her act.
Watching
and
Tim's Take Live
and comedy, you gotta sharpen your sword. You gotta get up there and get out there. It ain't you ain't funny in the first year or two, or you at least you get little nuggets.
Kevin Hart.
Let's check this out.
And Kevin Hart actually responded to some negative talk from Mike Epps and from Ari Spears about how his material is sourced. And he was saying, now the allegations is that Kevin Hart got these guys that work for him, his brothers, his homies, his crew, sitting in comedy clubs grabbing material. In your experience, is that something that actually happens in the comedy field? Are people still...
While you were talking, you missed the key word. He has his goons going to comedy clubs, stealing new comedians' jokes and bringing them back to Kevin Hart.
Let me see that again.
Let's hear that again. Let's hear it again.
It's sourced. And he was saying, now the allegations
What does
is
sourced
that
mean?
Kevin
Source
Hart got
material.
these guys that work for him.
What does that mean?
It means
That's
comes from
saying the
somewhere
word
else.
again
Yeah.
doesn't explain
It comes
to me
from
what
somewhere but him. But
Source.
listen to what he's saying though.
His brothers, his homies, his crew, sitting in comedy clubs, grabbing material. In your
You got that?
Okay.
Stealing.
experience, is that something that actually happens in the comedy field? Are people stealing jokes to that extent that, well, Kevin Hart denied it, of course. But in your experience, is that something you got to look out for when you're doing material in these comedy clubs?
Let me tell you, I could watch, mind you, I've been doing stand-up. This will be my 23rd year. I started November 3rd, 1992. It was right after the riots in L.A., okay? I've been in this game for a long time. Just about, not all, but just about every comedian that you could put in front of me, I'll tell you where the joke originally came from. Okay? That is a part of this business. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had a hard time with that because I came into comedy from hip-hop. Hip-hop, you never bite nobody's rhymes.
That's Cap.
There you go.
That's Cap. I can't believe he said that.
Mike Epps and Ari Spears accused Kevin Hart for having people all over the country going. Imagine a new up-and-coming nigga gets a mic, a hot mic for $50 or whatever. Think he's gonna make it, and there's somebody in the audience listening. Oh, that's funny. The crowd laughing at that. All right, Kev's gonna like this. Report them all to Kevin Hart so he can steal the jokes and use them. How you feel now?
I don't know who Freeze Love is.
I was just gonna say that, too.
23 years in the game,
Yeah.
and I don't
I don't
know
know who he is either.
He said I
Me neither.
started
I don't
in
know who he is
19.
either.
Now listen,
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
they got hood
But wait,
clubs.
don't just go by off of him. Ari Spears and Mike Epps said this out their mouths.
I heard him say it. I ain't hear Ari say it.
I told
ain't
you
hear
there's
Mike
I
Epps.
told you there's a YouTube video showing Mike Epps saying it. Do you need me to find that YouTube video of it coming out of Mike Epps' mouth for you to believe it? Because it sounds like you don't believe this.
No, I don't. No,
Is it because he's from Philly? You don't think a Philly man would steal? Look at Will Smith.
no. It's because Naeem Lynn, who's from here, David Arnold, one of my most comedic heroes that just passed away. Why would you? These guys, Spank Horton, these dudes around Kevin are stand-up comedians themselves. And they have their own routine. So comedians go to comedy clubs every night and do their own routines.
Yeah.
So when it comes time to write for Kev, if I'm hiring, look, it's plenty of Jody's corner. Listen, look at y'all. Somebody can say, Jody don't come up with his own topics.
Yeah.
All y'all right there hit Jody with topics all week long. Some of y'all hit me with topics. E-Man bring Jody topics.
Yeah.
Now, if Jody blowing up, E-Man could be like, yo, I'm responsible for Jody's corner. I done gave him so many topics, he wouldn't even know what to post without me. Like, all this, you gotta make it yourself. Make all your jokes. When you got 7 people around you and y'all all writing together, look, somebody brought this to me. Now, I'm not...
routine.
What
Not-
they
not
said
on screen,
was
not-
some
like you said,
people
it's
in my
tagline.
circle don't find.
I got
Yeah.
Mike Epps. I got
Okay.
Mike Epps. Let's tag in to Mike Epps. He's talking to Shay Club, the Shade podcast.
I mean, you know, on the history, in the history of comics, there's always Richard Pryor had a writer.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor had, and like you said, it's taglines and stuff like that. Paul Mooney used to tagline Richard Pryor and stuff like that with the writers. Where it gets out of hand is that when your writers are sitting in regular little comedy clubs and they listening to comics who haven't made it yet, and they take it to you and give it to you, and then you already on a big platform and you using some young comics joke and you don't even know you using it.
And you
That's
don't
what
even know
happens.
you using
And
it.
so you see this dude this mega
He's talking about for
comedian
Richard Pryor.
that's on a platform, and everybody thinks he's funny and everybody thinks he's good at what he does. And little do they know, he's got workers out there that's sitting around and say, because that's what the writers do. They sit there and they look at a comic and say, he ain't gonna make it, and go give Kev the joke.
So he was talking about Kevin Hart, not Richard Pryor, when he said that.
So there's Mike Epps out of his mouth saying that Kevin Hart gets jokes from young and up-and-coming comedians from his writers bringing him jokes. Now that we've got that, what is your response?
That's quality control. That's gonna be on Kev to say, yo, y'all can't be doing that shit. If you hire people around
Wait,
you to
he
bring
hires
you
them
jokes,
to do that.
How do you know if I say, Jody, I got a great joke for you, how do you know I didn't come up with the joke? That's lazy on
I would ask you. You made this up. This is you.
And I say, yeah, now what?
Now that's on you now, not me. You lied to me.
Right.
But if I hire you to bring me jokes,
He don't hire them to bring them jokes. He hired them to write.
that's bringing them jokes. Bring jokes to me.
Writing jokes.
Yes, right.
These are his writers.
So, okay. So you don't think that Kevin Hart knows that his jokes are coming from other comedians?
Yes.
That's how deep you're going with this.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same thing you can say.
Not
for,
the fact. It's not enough to know that he lied on camera, said he would never hurt his brand by putting on a dress, and then put on a dress.
Yeah, he fucked up on that.
Showing that
Definitely
he's
fucked
willing
up
to
on that.
sacrifice his dignity.
Yeah.
And you still think he has dignity.
There are rappers and ball players wearing dresses for free.
Yeah,
So instead of
right
all
about
of
that
this,
shit.
Did Lil Uzi sacrifice his dignity?
I think you're being in denial. And for some reason, you have allegiance to Kevin Hart. You don't want to call a spade a spade.
I mean, Jody, you gotta look. You gotta look
That's what I
like this
think.
too, bro. You can say the same for Mike Epps or any other comedian. We don't know who wrote they shit. We can hear them say they wrote it, but we don't know if they actually wrote it. We don't know if they got a team too doing it. Niggas is saying niggas shit because niggas is hating on niggas, bro.
Right.
Men. They're hating on other men. They're hating on other black
Does
men,
Mike
whatever,
Epps-
bro. They're hating on other black men. His career has skyrocketed than his. His career is higher than his right now, bro. His career is going down. It's
Who
going
are
down
you
to the
pointing
sink.
to? Who are you pointing
Kevin
to?
Hart career is higher than Mike Epps right
Correct.
now, bro.
Correct.
Mike
Kevin
Epps, so think about
is higher than
it could be
everybody.
a lot of
Kevin Hart's career is higher than Dave
Right.
Chappelle.
A lot of
Guess
people
what?
and it's a lot of people.
What does that mean,
Who
though?
are jealous
Because
of
his
another
career's higher.
person's shit.
When
Cat
did this
Williams
come
is
out?
saying he's a plant
When did this come out?
years ago.
Years ago, right? So if that came out and I'm Kevin Hart, it's like, look, y'all.
He addressed it. He
What
went on
did
the
he
radio
say?
station. He said they're jealous of his success.
Right, but
Kevin
I'm going to
Hart
cuss
went.
my team out and say if I hear of any of y'all stealing jokes moving forward, it's a wrap. You getting fired.
He's telling them to do it. He'll never say that. I don't know why you think he's this honorable guy.
Because guess what? I'll tell you one thing.
I
that-
went to see Kevin Hart live in Hollywood.
A
Nigga
lot-
wasn't funny.
a lot-
He has a fake audience track for him.
I
He
saw
was
him at the
bombing
Hollywood
on
Bowl.
stage.
I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl.
And was he funny?
Well, we had a blast live.
You might have a
My
blast.
wife don't
because
even
they
like
give you
his
alcohol.
jokes.
Was he funny? I
was
seen
funny.
him. I was with Bleak and him. I said, this is trash. They made us laugh to nothing. So they could record it and play it over when he tells a joke.
They do the same thing on every
The
sitcom.
laugh tracks. I understand they do them with sitcom, but
They do
stand-up
fake
comedy,
screaming. All right, we're going to get on.
Real comics
This
don't
is
have
why-
fake
This
screaming.
is what, put me on. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
why Jody Corner be getting in trouble, man, because all the BTS fans about to come for me, but that's fake screams on BTS. I said it, goddammit. That's fake cheering.
Some of it- sometimes it's not.
They
Sometimes
have,
it is.
yo,
It doesn't
they
matter.
scream on cue. Everybody, now stop. Now stop. I'll be like, yo, come on, bro.
But stand-up comedy is
Ah!
different. We understand that's manufactured to a bit. Stand-up comedy is supposed to be real. If you got laugh tracks on your stand-up, they do that because they don't know if a comic is gonna bomb or not, and they do that to help their career to make them look good. So they'll play in post-production. They'll play the laugh track over their bad joke.
You think it's real smoke or real fire behind Michael Jackson when he doing like this? No, it's manufactured. This
No,
shit is called
nah.
show
That's
business.
a performance.
It's a show.
I guarantee you, Bernie Mac don't
It's
have
a
no
show.
laugh tracks.
You think the
That's
ground-
the audience I can see
You think
live
the ground really
laughing
light
at
up
his jokes.
when
His
Michael,
audience
when
too,
Michael
though. We see
Jackson
Kevin
do
Hart's
like
audience
this?
too.
Oh,
You
for
think
sure.
the ground light up? No,
That's
the
a
ground
show.
don't light
I'm
up.
talking about stand-up.
Stand up is a show too.
No, it's not. It's just you
It's
telling
show
jokes.
business.
It's you telling jokes. Laugh at my joke.
You're trying to determine what stand-up is
Every
based
stand-up I
on
saw, they were saying that I seen the people
1975.
too in the back.
It's always gonna be the same.
If I got 20 million riding on the line that this show is a success, and I got a little laugh under volume, I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah, and you say stand up, bro. Usually the stand up, even when they do like the big blockbusters, bro, the big office. When you see that, you see a lot of the people in the audience
Dane
laughing and shit.
Dane Cook
and the
not
cameras
funny
are on
to
them.
me.
I'm
You're
seeing them
fooled by the
smile.
laugh track. You don't understand that that's a laugh track. That's an edit. It is an edit with showing people, ha, 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 ha. Have you ever seen them and they're pointing and it looks fake? That's because it's fake. But you're just fooled by it. You don't even know what you're getting.
So it's a laugh
manipulated.
track, but them all laughing
You don't even
about
know what it
everything
is.
that was funny.
Salad War knows though. If I show you Kings of
seen the
Comedy,
laugh track.
Bernie Mac's whole set, you can see the crowd and they show it from the back. So you see that's why there's a lot of comedians that don't like the behind the back shot. Because behind the back, you can see me telling the joke, and you see the crowd's reaction to that joke. Bernie Mac has a lot of that shit. When he telling a joke, you see the crowd's reaction to it all right away. Niggas jumping up out of their seat. Kevin Hart don't have that. He don't have that. He has edits. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He'll edit to people. Yeah. Manufactured.
But you didn't like
What about
Kevin
the
Hart
people that's at home
4
that's
weeks
watching
ago,
this, bro, and they seen it funny?
right?
I
You
never liked
thought
Kevin Hart.
There you go.
I never liked him.
There
'cause he's
you
not
go.
Funny.
This
What
is
about
it.
My only problem
But I
with him-
learned something. And I'm a bigger Katt Williams fan. But I respect what Kevin did because
What did he do?
what I learned was.
What did Kevin do?
What I learned was.
Katt Williams said he never did circuits in L.A. He lied about that whole thing. He's on the East Coast the whole time.
He never said he did circuits in L.A.
Yes,
And I
yes.
know the guy, Jesse Torero, who cast him in Soul
Katt Williams said that Kevin Hart said he was in L.A. He said no, that's a lie.
Yeah, but he also said.
How you get all these movies if you never been in L.A.?
Because New York comics make their bones in New York. I tried to tag you on Donnell Rawlins' video last week on Donnell Rawlins' Instagram. New Yorkers say you don't go to L.A. To New York, L.A. comedy is not important. Seinfeld, all the big wigs come from the
No, he not.
East Coast.
Chris Rock said the same thing too.
No, he
To
not.
New Yorkers, I'm telling you, it's like
New
East
Yorkers, I
Coast
got
and
you.
West Coast
To
rap.
New Yorkers, I got you.
There are, how many comedy clubs is it here right now? You
The
got
Laugh
Comedy
Factory is
Store,
iconic, bro.
It ain't
but
like,
it's not black.
it ain't like-
You got
like
Boot
huge,
Knockers.
You said Seinfeld, so I'm just saying. You say that there's no comedy in L.A. Larry David, Seinfeld, you know, it goes down.
No. The Comedy Store, what's the other one?
House of Blues. Niggas run the House of Blues.
What's
Comedy
the
there all
one next
time.
to House of Blues? They all on Sunset Strip.
yeah.
But the hood comedy places like and Caroline's, the Comedy Cellar, all of these are comedic spots where East Coasters, the Laugh House, he did all his jokes there in New York and Philadelphia and Baltimore and DC.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle didn't come to LA and do all the comedy spots. Oh, you can circuit.
He came to L.A. and he was in small movies and he worked his way up and did stuff in
Soul
L.A.
Plane was a small independent movie. This guy Chuck wrote it the same year I did that movie with
2004.
Danny Glover.
It was like 04, I think.
Same movie. I did a movie with Danny Glover, y'all. I was in it for like 2 minutes. But
What you want? The
the
special?
same
Same thing?
the same summer, the dude Chuck sold Soul Plane. And Soul Plane was a small movie, and they gave a video director that shot Jesse Torero, and Kev did Paper Soldiers for Dame Dash,
Yeah, it's like
which
15.
is a movie starring Oskino and Sparks, a hood Jay-Z movie, where they was like, yeah, Jay-Z got robbed in the movie. And it was like, even when Jay-Z get robbed, he making money. He put the insurance out.
He was in
You
Paper
remember-
Soldiers, too.
Yeah.
Paper Soldiers was Kev's first movie.
Paper Soldiers, yeah.
Dame Dash discovered Kevin Hart and put him in a movie.
Okay, I
Then
saw that movie.
Jesse
When it came
Torero
out.
saw Paper Soldiers and put him in Soul Plane, and and Donnell Rawlins said, you don't go to L.A. because his kids is in Philly. So you're not going to leave your kids. You could drive.
Will
he said
Smith
Kevin
did it.
Hart.
He came to L.A.
He
came
had
to LA,
Fresh Prince
and
of
he made it in
Bel-Air.
L- Correct. He made
He
it in
already
LA.
had a Grammy
Summertime.
when he came here.
He was a rapper. He
But
had
that record
roots
was
in
for
LA.
Kid and Play, who had already did House Party.
Yeah, House Party
Kid
1,
and Play
4, 5.
didn't want to do what's the name of it? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
yeah.
But that was really
Yeah,
supposed
I heard
to
that
be
was
Kid and
supposed to be for
Play.
them. Yeah,
Shout out to my dog Russell Ward with another 50, bro. Shout out to you, my guy. That made
I think
400.
he might be getting another tap.
I think that's 400 right there, bro.
I
God
think he
damn,
might
man.
be
Shout
getting
out to
another
you, bro.
tap.
I know you enjoying this Hot Topics, bro. We talking about it. We not done. I promise you, you have no idea what's coming.
15
He
comedy
says
clubs in
Kevin Hart is
Huh?
the
Like 15
only.
comedy clubs.
Kevin Hart is like the only come from with a sneaker deal, Jody. The only one that came with a sneaker deal. So I think he's saying things was handed to him, bro.
Kevin Hart didn't start off as a leading man, and
He was
guess
a
the
plant.
difference.
He's a plant.
What does a plant mean?
You got a movie without having the freaking credibility.
I just
He
gave you
came
the
out of
first
nowhere.
movie. Dame Dash said
Paper
he's-
Soldiers? That's a low budget affair that was sold on the corners.
And then
that
Soul
wasn't
Plane.
even theaters.
And
It
then
wasn't.
Soul
That was
Plane.
straight to DVD, dog.
And then Soul
Plane
Plane.
was bootlegged and was on the streets before it hit
Cable.
theaters, and it made no money. Everybody
cable.
had it.
That's his
Word,
come up.
That's not a come up, and it made no money.
Tom Arnold was in it.
Those are 2 flops.
Snoop Dogg was in it.
Yes, the movie was bootleg and released
Let me
3
explain something.
months before it came out in
What
theaters.
Donnell-
Everybody saw Soul Plane.
And
I was
Spike
there
Lee,
for that.
Spike Lee, Oprah Winfrey, all of them.
You need to know Soul Plane was a flop. You need to know that because the story of Soul Plane, because I was out here when it happened, it spread out here in LA like 4 months before it hit theaters. Everybody had Soul Plane on bootleg, bro. So by the time it came out on theaters, it bombed because everybody saw it, and it wasn't a good movie like that.
Yeah, Tom Arnold was in it.
Soul Plane is
Snoop
mid.
Dogg was in
Soul
it.
Plane was good, though.
Method Man was
I
in
see
it.
weak.
Carmen Electra was in it.
Yeah, a lot of people was in it.
Nikki,
A lot of people. Was it Sophia
Nikki Parker?
Vergara in
Nikki
there?
Parker.
Sophia, yeah.
Sophia Vergara in there? Yeah, a lot of people was in
Look
it.
There's
how
a lot
many-
of comedians. Yeah, a lot of comedians. in it.
And Kev was
a lot
the
of comedians.
lead in that movie.
Yes, he was. See,
Yeah.
yeah, he was the lead in that movie.
Yeah.
And Jesse Torero picked him.
Before, when you
a
first
New
seen Kevin Hart,
A
I'm
New
asking-
York director.
Let me ask you: the first time you saw Kevin Hart, was it on stand up or in a movie?
Stand up.
E-Man?
Movie
For me. How about you guys? The first time you've ever seen Kevin Hart, was it stand up comedy or was it on a TV show or a movie?
I know Louis Dix. I know D. Lee. I know Spank Horton. I know Buck Wild. I know Michael Blackson. These are all comedians that came up with Kevin Hart. Kev would drive from Philly to New York every week.
Movie. Eric Meegan says stand up. A lot of movies.
Eric Meekins. Anybody from the East Coast would have seen Kevin Hart somewhere. I watched
All
the
right.
comedy. I
How's
watched
it-
the comedy. I watched up and coming comedians. Me and my wife went before Comedy Union closed. We used to be in comedy clubs every week. Donnell Rawlins. These people say Kev made his bones back on the East Coast.
But that's not how it works, though. That's
That
what Cat
is
Williams
how
saying.
it works.
You have
The
to
wor-
make your bones here. You have to be repping on by here.
No.
Producers here,
I
directors
just
here,
told you,
people here.
LA
You got to
is
go to the
not
Laugh
in
Factory.
comedy.
Make your why
Who
not?
is the big
Absolutely.
LA comedians? You first. I never seen Mike Epps
Mike
before
Epps is
Friday.
that nigga, bruh.
I didn't see Mike Epps before Friday. Before
Yeah, that's fact.
you
I
was
didn't
like,
know
who
who
is
Ma-
Day-Day?
I didn't know who Mike
Who
Epps
the
is.
fuck-
He right
Where's
about
Chris
that.
But
Tucker?
you gotta
I
ask,
didn't never
where
know
did
about that.
Ice Cube get Mike Epps from? Right off stage, bro.
That's where Dame Dash
Let
got
Ice
Kevin
Cube
Hart.
tell you. Let Ice Cube tell you that. But he's in LA doing it though. It's a
That-
difference.
No,
If
you're
you're
talking
doing-
two East Coast movies.
I know, but if you're doing it in LA versus doing it in Philly, the LA nigga's probably gonna
he
get
did
noticed.
it in New York.
I'm talking about Mike Epps. Mike Epps was out here getting his stuff done in LA.
Right.
He didn't have a lot.
So he
going
was
on,
already
though.
here,
Yeah.
people seeing his face. You don't just
LA is not important to New York comedians.
LA
you make it in New York.
You make it in LA. You don't
No.
make it in New York.
No,
you make
no,
it in
no,
LA.
no, no.
People
The
leave
goal
to
is
go
to
to
get-
LA.
When you start
The
off,
goal
you
is
start
to
off
get
in
the
New York.
Saturday
Then you
Night
go
Live.
to LA.
In comedy, what is the goal of a comedian?
To be a movie star.
And where are the movies done?
Here.
So what are you talking about?
But they
But
start off as
New
a
York,
comedian
they
in
go-
New York.
What you're
and then come
doing
here.
is perfecting your craft in New York. They say
Sure,
that
sure,
you
you-
don't
yeah,
go.
sure.
You gotta
Hold on,
start off
let me
there
tell-
first
Let me
to
explain
yeah,
it to
yeah,
you.
sure.
You don't go to LA until LA calls. When you have a reason to go to LA,
Sometimes people
L-
move there and make their name there.
Because Jamie
Not
Foxx left from Texas
comedians,
to come
though.
here.
Why not?
East Coast comedians, because New York has more of an edge than LA, so New York comedians are hell bent on making it in New York.
Because Jamie Foxx came from Texas to come
Issa
here to become
Rae
a celebrity.
has a great career off
She's
of making
from Inglewood.
After making,
And she's not
Yeah,
even
she's
a
from Inglewood.
comedian.
Yeah, yeah. She's not a
Tell her
comedian.
she's
either.
not a
funny.
comedian.
She's not a comedian
She's
either.
a comedian.
Yeah,
I've never
not a
seen her do stand up.
comedian.
She's a comedian though.
This whole
You don't.
strike.
Whoa. You don't have to do stand up to be a comedian.
Oh.
Do you?
Yeah.
She's an
That's what
actress.
they label
Whoa.
as a comedian.
You have to do stand up to be a
When
comedian.
you be a comedian, they usually label
That's
you
a
as doing
stand-up
comedy.
comic,
When
but
you
to
start
be a
off,
comedian-
but it's like when you
Monique
start off
is,
comedy.
is under the same genre, but Monique could do a
She did
set
stand-up,
by
though.
herself with
you know,
nobody on
so
stage.
Issa Rae would not call herself a comedian. You can't call her a comedian.
I think she's a
even though she
comedic
makes
actor.
all of her stuff is funny in the
Wiki-
comedy genre.
Right, but you never seen her do stand up.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're right
not.
about that,
I'm
yeah.
Does
funny.
that mean she's not a
I'm
comedian?
funny, but I'm not a comedian.
If you do something that is for professional, you get paid for it, and it's comedy, you are a comedian. That is your profession.
You do comedy, movies and stuff like that, but you're not considered a comedian because
Biggie
comedian is
Smalls
somebody
was funny.
is on
Big
stage.
Pun was
What?
funny.
A comedian is somebody who's on stage. You do comedy. You might
A
do
comedian
comedy,
is somebody
but you're
who
not,
makes people laugh for a living.
Adam
Whether you
Sandler
write
does
it,
stand
whether
up.
you act it. Adam Sandler's a comedian. Jim Carrey, he did stand up in
Whoa.
how many years?
Adam Sandler did stand up
But
comedy.
you
yes,
though.
they all
started in
did.
stand up, meaning they write their own stuff and they get on stage and they perform it.
Yeah.
The guy from what's his name? Power Book
Is
3
Tim
the
Allen
uncle?
a comedian?
Who?
Yes.
because he did stand up in the 90s.
I seen him do stand up, and he talks dirty.
And it's all in VHS. It's like 30 years old. Once you make it, you leave stand up behind most of the time.
No, not the people that want to stay sharp.
Yeah.
Not the people that want to stay sharp.
Like Kevin Hart.
No, I don't think he even do. The
stand-up shows are Hollywood productions. They're not even real comedy shows. The audience is dead. The jokes ain't funny. He got the joke about the raccoon spinning that shit. I'm gonna go bah, bah. I mean, bro.
So let me explain something to you.
Mike Epps feels away.
Let me explain something to you.
And it's not just Mike Epps. Katt Williams feels away.
These are two men who haven't.
Like some jealousy to me.
So Mike Epps has not.
Ari Spears has been making it happen on the East Coast, right?
You said what's the guy? Eric Spears got all punched in his face on that same show from that same guy.
Mad TV put him on.
Right.
Not his stand-up, right? Mad TV out here put him on, right?
Him and Talent was both doing stand-up.
Ari Spears owes his career to Mad TV. And he's a New York nigga too, right? It's only when you make your shit out here in like movies or TV.
Well, people know you. People know
that's what the point
more.
is.
Yeah.
Mad TV is still, most niggas still know Ari Spears from, I remember, isn't he on Mad TV? Because that's where the hype. And then he did some movies here and there, a little low budget.
But the main people in New York would know him from his comedy. Like, yeah, I remember him when he first started off.
And he still
doing
does
that.
comedy. Ari Spears is funny as heck, bro. I love Ari Spears.
I mean, it's the same cast
I
from
also
Living Color.
love Mike Epps. I love Ari Spears. I love Mike Epps. I love Katt Williams. And here are these three legendary comedians when it comes to comedy saying that bad things about him.
Sound like
Do you love Ari Spears? Do you like Ari Spears?
I don't like Ari Spears. And I was
his
sad
comedy.
to see
What about
him
his
get
comedy?
beat up.
His comedy.
He do impressions. I don't think he's that funny.
Really?
He does impersonations and he sounds like the people, but Ari Spears and the comedian Talent was the same person to me.
Okay, that's blasphemous to me. Like,
really?
Ari Spears is 10 times funnier than Kevin Hart.
I'm not comparing the comedians.
But all right, what do you feel about Mike Epps?
When I go to a Kevin Hart show,
Is Mike Epps
I have a good time.
Is Mike Epps funny?
Mike Epps is probably my favorite comedian.
Wow. Now, what about Katt Williams?
I love Katt Williams too.
And here are two people that you love saying that he's a fraud.
No,
you don't believe him.
Guess what? What I realized is when I watched the workout videos of Kevin Hart. You ever seen Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
He is in the gym 6 days a week with his little ass trying to keep up with The Rock.
Yeah,
he
right.
works out
Yeah.
just as hard as The Rock.
Yeah.
Did
He got a trainer and
Kev
everything.
trying to be
Yeah.
a 5'5" sex symbol. That shows you his work ethic. And driving to New York to
What that
Philly,
got to do with
he didn't
stand-up?
move to New York.
Nobody's knocking his
So
work ethic.
listen, you ever seen Kevin Hart getting arrested? No. But you see Katt Williams getting arrested.
The go along,
this
get along game.
affects
He's a
getting
plant. The industry
arrested.
plant. He has to do what they say.
What, people like him?
No.
White people like him?
No, people brainwash you to think that you like him. It's manufactured.
If you
coulda
pay
stayed
the
in
money,
Philly being
this
a-
is
being a
something you
Kevin
have to
Hart
think
is
of.
a
This is
manufactured
something
celebrity.
Wait,
he
wait.
manufactured himself.
Why would they manufacture
So you
somebody?
Katt
on the-
Williams is lying?
Why would-
He's saying that he's not manufactured.
But if you
Katt
get
Williams is
arrested-
saying that he's a
if-
plant. He said, I will never wear a dress because it hurts my brain.
I love
and then
Katt
wore
Williams,
the dress
but
on
I
SNL.
saw Katt
Yeah,
Williams
worried about
fight
that,
a
worried about
kid JoJo's age.
Yeah, that was
He
crazy.
would beat up the little boy on the
Little
basketball
boy,
He beat up the
court.
let me
He
go,
got
little
choked out
boy.
by
Oh
the boy.
shit!
He got choked out.
Even worse.
Let me stop
He
choking
got
you,
his
little boy.
ass.
Yeah.
Little boy.
Right.
He got his ass handed to him.
But we
By
know,
11-year-old.
but that's true.
Is that a good look?
No, it's not a good look. It's
Then
terrible.
TMZ.
But we do know. But
Hold
we
up.
do know.
TMZ exclusive. Katt Williams arrested again. He got arrested 6 times in
Target.
1 year. He was on Dipset, ready to fight Beanie Siegel. Remember he was wearing a Dipset chain?
Yeah.
I never seen Kevin caught in them type of shenanigans.
Because
Only
that's
time
the
he had
job to
trouble.
keep him out of that. He can't do that type of stuff.
If he get arrested, it's going to be on TV.
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
cheated
yeah.
on his wife,
That was huge.
he got on TV.
Whoa. That was
you
huge.
don't realize that a lot of the things that Katt Williams was going through was because he was outing people and telling the truth.
But-
so they turned their back on him, and they had a lot of them police were
Not
sent to his
Kangaroo
house.
Jack.
They
What's
were
the name of
messing
the
with
movie?
his life, bro.
It was a movie in Australia. They say the beef started here. There was a movie in Australia.
Crocodile Dundee.
No.
it was kangaroo. You said it right, bro.
It wasn't Kangaroo Jack. It was something else. A movie we never even watched, never even heard of. They offered the movie to Katt Williams, and Katt couldn't do the movie because he had warrants. So he couldn't get a passport, so he couldn't film it in Australia. Kevin took the part.
Jumanji?
Now, huh?
Was it Jumanji?
Jumanji's way later. Jumanji is new. So, so Kev took the part, and they said, "Oh, you need a short, funny black guy for this? Here, give it to Kevin." Katt is telling the truth. Every script Kevin Hart gets, Katt Williams gets, because they don't care who the funny black guy is.
Yeah.
They just want to add a funny black guy.
Yeah.
So the first part Kevin gets, the second part Kevin gets, the third, and then he worked his way up to be a A-list celebrity. Now Katt Williams, after this weekend, is a A-list celebrity. After this weekend, but to do it, he had to come at everybody on some 50 Cent shit. Cedric, I don't wrestle, Steve, DL, he came at everybody.
And all of them have dirt, including Kevin Hart.
But Katt Williams has yet to lead a movie. Kevin Hart is a leading man.
The people that give him the movie are the people that he's talking against. He's not going to get a movie from them. He said no to Hollywood.
Can he make his own shit? Hollywood never said yes to Tyler Perry.
Would you rather make your own movie or go on tour in 100 cities and make millions and millions of dollars doing what you love?
So then he has enough to make his own movie. Ice Cube
Does he want to make a movie? Does Katt Williams have Hollywood aspirations? The answer is no. That's why he told them no to their money.
So why is he worried about what this man doing?
Because
why
he's
is he
a
pocket
fraud.
watching him?
Because he's a fraud. That's
what
why.
do that have to do with Katt money? If he's
If you're
touring,
stealing
making
jokes,
his own bread,
if you're taking jokes from up-and-coming comedians and I F with comedy, I'm going to out you.
there are other YouTubers mad
like
at you
jealousy,
because of
bro.
these donos.
Yeah, I know.
And what do your donos have to do? Oh, Jody be faking his money. He be doing this. That be fake donos. They said
That money
that
ain't
these
real.
people were plants.
Yeah, they said
that those
they real.
donos
Yeah.
were
They said
fake.
they
That
fake.
you were
Yeah,
giving
they
out
said
money
that.
to get the money back.
But look who said it, though. I know who said it. Snyder Cult don't have brains. They're
wasn't even-
retarded.
It was.
But
I
there
don't
are
know
other
about what they
people.
have.
It was other YouTubers. he's talking
Nobody,
about. It was other
regular
YouTubers.
people wasn't thinking that. Only haters and Snyder Cult were thinking that.
He's talking about
So I
other.
don't
He's
care
talking about
that.
other YouTubers and shit like that. Like how
Yes,
other
when other YouTubers say lies about movies, I call them out every now and then.
Right.
Yes.
And these are comedians caught saying shit about another because they're jealous of another comedian. Those YouTubers that was saying that shit about you were jealous of you. That's what he's saying.
I think Katt is the funniest. Let me be clear. I also like Mike Epps is my favorite. Let me be clear about that. I'm not against neither one of them, but what I'm saying is he's outworking them. He's squeaky clean. This Mike Epps first, The Upshaws on Netflix, which I never even watched, is Mike's sitcom. But Mike was a movie star before a sitcom star.
Yeah, facts. I didn't even know Mike Epps who he was at all. I didn't
And
know
he's
who he
with
was either.
Wanda
Doing
Sykes.
stand up in L.A.
I didn't even know who Kevin. I didn't even know who
Doing
freaking,
stand up in
I've
L.A.
never met Kevin Hart.
Just like Chris Tucker, nigga. He had a couple stand ups, got snatched
But
off the stage.
Chris. Everybody knew who Chris was. Nobody knew.
Everybody knew Chris Tucker from Friday. Nobody knew stand up comic Chris
from the Def
Tucker.
Jam comedy shit.
A lot of niggas know Bernie Mac from Friday, Players Club, all that stuff until he started.
Let me ask you a question,
but
Jody.
they have stand up.
Could Money Mike star in his own movie?
Star in his own movie?
Yes.
As the lead?
As Money Mike. Yep.
Yes.
Katt Williams.
He could call a movie
Ain't nobody
Thursday
watching
night.
that shit, bro.
He
What?
can't.
I
You
think
get
it
sued for
could.
that. You get
I
sued
think
for
it
that.
could. If he got all his youngins around him, Lunel and all them, and he called the movie Thursday night, I
What's
would
your
go
problem with
see it.
Katt? What's your problem with what he's doing?
Nothing.
What is your problem with his problem with Kevin Hart?
Because somebody opened
like
my
a hater.
eyes to show me that Kev didn't really do anything. Like, said stealing the
You don't
joke.
believe that he stole jokes. You said he didn't do anything.
And Katt, if Katt had a joke that Kev stole, Katt would have said it. Or it would have came out in the past 2-3 weeks.
a lot of comedians come to Katt Williams and they know. He said, I know your dirty line. People come to me. So a lot of comedians be like, yo, Katt nigga stole my joke.
He said,
man.
I'll pay you for it. People bring information to me. I'll
Yeah.
pay for it.
Yes.
What is
And
he looking
you don't think
for?
that
Is that a high
dirt. He's
vibration
looking on dirt.
or is that a low vibration?
Low. You don't think that means power if you know secrets, right?
He is saying that.
That's why he's outing people. Everybody that he's outing.
He just is. Floyd
Do you
Mayweather
be-
is my
all right.
favorite boxer.
Uh-huh.
Floyd likes to be a villain. He says they buy the tickets
Yes,
to
yes.
see me lose.
That's right.
I go see Floyd. I thought we was all going to be like Money Team. I wore a Money Team hat on this show for 4 years. And Floyd is a villain. Katt is ready to be the villain. And that's what he's playing. Kev is the good guy. Every Superman need a Lex Luthor, and that's where they at with it. But I don't take nothing from Kev because people that work with Kev say he's a blast to work with. He shows up early. He gets shit done. You ain't worried about Kevin Hart getting arrested in the middle of your $40 million movie.
Right.
Katt Williams say he pull up in a Lambo. He at the club.
Yeah.
He want to go to the hood. So
He's doing the Will Smith thing. A black man from Philadelphia went to Hollywood to make a career. How'd that work out for the last Philadelphian?
He ain't.
He
was a fraud. That's what he was.
But it made him $100 million.
Fraud.
He still was the biggest movie star in the world.
It sounds to me like he's being the next Will Smith.
He's the best friends with The Rock.
He don't.
What does that mean?
That means his work ethic is off the chain.
Let me say,
The Rock is on the path to be the next American president.
The Rock's career is
The
doing
Rock's
this.
about to be the president.
The Rock is on a decline.
He's the
The
biggest
Rock
celebrity
is
in
about to
Hollywood,
be
bro.
the
What do you mean
president of the
decline?
United States, bro.
He's not.
He's the biggest celebrity in Hollywood right now. The Rock is the biggest one in Hollywood, bro. What do you mean?
Biggest celebrity, what does that mean?
Highest paid.
Yeah.
Highest paid? He's not going to be the highest paid last year or this year. Not going to happen.
Hey Siri,
Like
who is the highest
2022.
paid celebrity in Hollywood?
For 2024, it's not going to happen. 2023? Who was that?
It was 2023, bro. He was
Ryan
hot.
Reynolds.
Tyler
Reynolds
Perry.
my ass.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry's the highest right now.
Rock was in 2022, I believe, and 2021. Not 2023. It can't be. Yeah. Rock is doing a decline, bro.
Yeah, but look how long his run has been.
Last name of the movie.
All right, so
Fool's Gold is the
I'm
name
saying,
of the movie.
oh yeah, Russell Ward said the new name was
Thanks,
Fool's Gold
Keon.
with Kate Hudson. The movie was a trial, Austrian, and he said that he thinks Katt Williams Molly whooped that young boy. I saw him getting choked.
No, Katt Williams took
He
an
was
L.
getting his ass fucked up, bro. That little boy.
But
would've
what I'm
killed him.
saying is, you have to be responsible for what happened to you. I seen him with his perm all messed up.
Yeah.
He looked like a hoe,
Yeah, he
like
looked
a
bad.
crack hoe. Like he's sitting there in the picture. He could have played it off in the mug shot, like so we could have still loved him. But he's a real one, and I love it. But there's certain things that comes with being a real one. Look at Beanie Siegel, one of my best rappers, but he chose to stay in the streets like Katt loved the streets. I don't think Kev is in the streets. Gilly the Kid,
hell no.
Gilly the Kid, and Kevin Hart is from the same 5-block radius. So much Erie Nation. Anybody from Philly will tell you about Erie Nation. And so it's just the choices you make. And I love Katt, but I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the Shay Shay interview. It was my favorite thing so far this year.
I don't see how
and
it
I
can
felt
be.
like
I don't see because that interview exposes him and you don't believe it.
I don't like Steve Harvey, so it helped me more not like Steve Harvey, but it didn't change my opinion on Kevin Hart. And I know what I'm getting with a Kevin
people
Hart
like to
movie.
work for him. Because people like to work for him and he's a movie star is why you think it's okay to be a sellout as long as you're a movie star and people.
What is a sellout, Jody Joe?
A sellout is when you sell your dignity for a check, which is exactly what he did when he wore that dress.
I ain't even never seen that skit with the dress.
That part.
Would you like to?
No.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is, most of us that seen that skit with the dress,
I thought it was
seen
bullshit.
it this week for the first time because I don't watch Saturday Night
Not
Live.
me.
Nah,
Seen
that
that
was-
shit
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
I've been saying it a lot on this channel.
I was shocked. I was like,
So tell me
fuck,
this.
Yeah.
LA culture is perming your hair and getting 2 earrings, right?
No, that's like
That was like
in
a
the
long
80s and the
time
90s.
ago, bro.
That's,
Yeah.
that's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
But
Dreads
gone.
now.
That's
New
like 40
York
years ago.
dudes never perm their hair. Philly dudes didn't perm their hair.
Yeah.
Katt Williams is from Ohio. How did he come out with a long ass hair? Like he came out with a perm and his hair flattened, 2 earrings, and
Like a
talking
pimp.
like that.
Like a
Yeah.
pimp.
He's that shit was
But
natural too.
pimps
They
grow
ain't
their
done no
nails
perm.
long,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
they do all that.
Yeah. They
wear colorful colors,
most of them.
Silk,
and so
gators.
and
Silk gators.
Yeah,
so
Cadillac.
yeah, it might not be a dress, but if I had hair, I definitely
that's
wouldn't
what you're
perm
doing?
it.
Oh wow, you're liking Katt Williams wearing a dress because he was a pimp to what Kevin Hart did.
No, but what I'm
Come on,
telling
man.
you is,
that's pimp culture, bro. The pimps goes back hundreds of years.
but
bro.
that's the identity that he chose. Kev chose squeaky clean. So when you choose pimp is underworld, right? That was his persona. Just like Cube came out with gangster rap.
well, he in Paper Soldiers, you was supposed to be playing like a. That was like a
hood.
gangster movie.
Yeah.
He was still the straight man. He wasn't the
He
gangster.
was an affiliated
He was like, I knew them. They was the homies, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a part of the life.
He was a good kid getting in trouble with the
He was
bad
trying to make
kids.
money and shit. Yeah. He was trying to make money and
But what I'm saying is, his Katt's persona as a pimp or a pimped out dude,
yeah.
that persona can only go so many places. Like Ice Cube as a gangster.
Look how far it went.
Look at Snoop. Snoop
Yeah.
had a perm. It's nothing about Snoop feminine.
All right. So
But
why did you bring that up? That I don't think that you should have did that. Putting pimps and women in the same, like putting a dress on is like you being a pimp. You dang near a woman. Come on, bro. Now you're defending Kevin Hart.
No, what I'm saying is that's
is it?
to
What is
a
it that
lot
gets
of
you
us
riled
that
up?
was feminine.
To East Coast guys, pimps are feminine. Y'all
What
have
about-
pimps out there too.
Yeah, but he's
they
talking about
had
having your
perms
hair
and all
perm.
that,
He's talking about having your hair
fur
permed
coats
out and all
down
that shit.
and-
Yeah.
Oh,
fur
y'all,
coats and
New
all
York
that.
pimps didn't have fur and hats and all
With
that.
hats, yes, but not the perm. We never did the perm on the East Coast.
Y'all pimps never had perms,
Nah.
so y'all wasn't real pimps. The real
That's a
pimps got a
pimp
perm, my
uniform.
nigga. Did they have Cadillacs?
Yes,
All right. Did they have the cane with the big fur coats?
I'm sure. Yes, you got yes.
So the only thing missing is the perm, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and the long nails, the coke nail, and all that. That's weird to me. I don't do coke, but long nails is like some other
But
shit.
the ideal pimp is the West Coast pimp, though.
That's why he got the Money Mike part.
Yeah, because he had a pimp role.
'Cause he
All
had the
so
look.
At least, I mean, I don't think that that's the same as wearing a dress.
But-
and doing like that, and acting like a coon. Like
That
a
was
monkey.
whack.
He was acting like a monkey.
That was horrible.
Not only you're in a dress, you're acting like a baboon.
Yeah.
That's a bad
It's
look.
That
It's
was
a
your
horrible
boy.
It's like this. It's like this. When I saw it,
It's like, that's why I say he's a plant. Because the people in power heard him say that. They heard him say, I'm a brand and I don't do things that mess with my brand, you know. They were like, oh, really, nigga? They put that nigga in an SNL skit. They didn't even make him do it in a movie. They said, all right, boy, get your butt up in that dress. That's a sellout. You are on wax saying this is what I would not do. It would hurt my brand. And you did it.
And it's hurting his
on
brand.
and looked bad. And then he said,
And
well,
it's
not
hurting
anymore.
his brand.
Not anymore. Not
Cat
anymore.
Williams is hurting his brand because you know what? Very few people saw that skit and said, "Oh, you selling out?" Because people are stupid. People are stupid. You need people like Cat Williams to.
But they
light
said
the fire.
they said Dave wore a dress too.
Who?
Dave Chappelle.
I ain't never seen him in no damn
in a
dress.
Robin
No dress.
Hood man in tights. They got
A
pictures
kilt
of
is
Dave
not a dress.
Not a kilt. He was dressed as a maiden.
I don't remember
And
that.
Dave Chappelle.
Nah,
did-
where's that at?
Pull it up. Pull it
I
up.
Yeah, where's
seen
that?
it.
Because Dave Chappelle said, "I ain't gonna wear no dress." What's the point of people wearing dresses? He didn't wear a dress, so
Only
Cat Williams
people
don't
I
wear a
think
dress.
won't wear a dress.
Bernie
is
Mac didn't wear no
50
dress.
Cent, 50
Bernie
Cent,
Mac didn't wear no dress.
50 Cent. What about all these rappers wearing dresses? These basketball players wearing dresses. They already in the NBA. Why?
Because them niggas is gay, bro. What the freak? Them niggas is
Do
puppets.
you think he's gay?
Who?
Kevin Hart.
Nah, I don't think he's gay.
I don't think he's gay neither.
Nah, I don't think he's gay.
I don't believe in the humiliation rituals either.
Yeah, I don't
So
think he's
I
gay.
don't know what the dress is about.
I think that Kevin Hart was a real guy who sold
did
out.
Will
Gay. Sellout. Fraud.
but why didn't Will wear a dress?
He had one worse. Well, he did wear one. He was in Wild Wild West. He was dressed like a girl, and he had his legs in the air in 6 degrees of separation. He got his cheeks clapped on screen.
Will did a
he
little
had
bit too
one
much.
worse, bro.
Before he was the
He had
first.
his legs in the air and clapping it.
It was before he
So
was
do you
His first
think-
movie.
It was before he was
his
the Fresh
very
Prince,
first
though.
movie before Independence Day.
Before the
his
first-
legs was in the air, getting his shit clapped.
So
by
is
a
he
man.
a plant? Was he a plant?
Yes, Quincy Jones made him.
So was Quincy Jones a plant?
Quincy Jones is he's up there. He's one of the guys. Well, we'll go ahead and table this. Thank you guys so very much for watching. As E-Man shows screenshots on his phone while we're having a discussion, we'll go ahead and end it here. Subscribe to Jody's Corner. Thank you guys so very much for watching.
Hey man, that's the L.